Welcome everybody, and it's me again, your Redstone Wizard, coming back from you here on my Realm server. As you do take a peek here behind me, we got some good progress going on as it loads in on our beautiful People's Palace. The grace is really starting to build upwards, as you see out there. Most of the walls are actually, at least 3 high. We've gotten some pretty good structure going. Let's go ahead and why not just take a quick flight around so we can see what's going on. So as we fly right on over here, I do have most of the structure work in on the castle itself, deciding how things are going to slide upwards and how they're going to go down and everything along that lines. And we're getting a good amount done on the walls themselves, and we do have I would say a significant amount to go. But one of the cool things is now that we've got them all 3 high, you're pretty safe from mobs on the inside of here. I did go ahead and torch up most of the areas. Now there are a couple of areas that light could be helpful. Gotta love glitches like that popping in here, but for the most part, you see here, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I did go ahead and get myself... Oh, it's the Enderman. I did go ahead and get myself some beacons. So, as you see there, I've got some beacon effects going on. We do have, quite a bit going on the server at the moment. It's not amazing, but we've got some people playing and stuff gets done, things happen. Now, through here, we do have my... double chest here, which I'm currently using in this project in order to build up more and more stone. So let's talk a little bit. Now, last time we talked about the Enderman. We talked about these middle sections right up in here that we can no longer see, and how we're going to start turning those into some of the special corridor areas. And based on the amount of progress that I'm getting to so far, I'm thinking that we may actually start on something as a middle piece. Maybe not a big one, but maybe start in on like the pathway to the open air market, and through there we have a lot of the I'm gonna call them inns, places where people would stop and stay. Of course, we've got food halls to make. We've got in some section here in the very center is where you're gonna find some of the grandiose hall that they would have like as a grand hall entrance to bring you up, because of course we do have this giant section in the middle, which is going to be a lot of more artistic-y building type stuff going up here in the middle, whereas, and we do get a reasonable view of it over here. And I put that up. That's to show that we do kind of wrap this over. But right in here in the middle, where we've got some of these other sections, we're going to have the devotion squares, which, I know they call them squares, but they never actually made them feel square. And that's why we're going with the triangles over there. Because, this whole design, it lacks in squares. Everywhere, lacks in squares. However, we do have plenty of these spaces which are available, to be able to take advantage of. Now, as you know, let me see if I can... Ugh, I highly doubt I'm going to make this. Ooh, let's see if I can do this on cam. Missed. Missed it. But like a pro. And let's see if I can... All right, let me try that again. Let's see. If I try and toss it weird. No, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Oh, and there's an endermite on my butt. Hello, Endymite. I got speed. Can't touch this. Alright, now we're up top. Alright, so from up here, we get a good vantage point on what exactly is going on. Because we've got a lot of empty space, which, you're not going to be up here. You're not. But you will end up, kind of like you're going to wonder what's in the middle there. So in some of these flat areas, we can start, pulling in some designed areas that allow you to kind of utilize this space a little more. And what's great is we can actually kind of cut it off in spots and utilize different areas, allowing for space for redstone contraptions, all kinds of stuff like that. But we've got so much open area and spaces like this that there's just no reason why we can't, this could be a great spot for the barracks. Probably more right here, I think, is where I'll look at placing the barracks. We're getting open to the Azareth Plains and stuff of that nature. Now, there is a few things about this particular location that I feel like maybe I could have looked at picking a better location, because we've got that stuff out over there that kind of isn't necessarily canon, because the Azareth Plains, had it set that way. But I do feel like, that if it was, true to the time, that the Azareth Plains would have been just one part of it. They never talked about what was on the other side of the plateau. And I think that there really probably would have been an active waterway close by. They were transporting stone and stuff like that, and in that era, that kind of time frame, sure, the magic would have probably helped. And maybe they were doing something there. But I really feel like there would have been, yeah, sure, there's the Azareth Plains. There it is. Look at it. It's beautiful. There would have been this area over here, too. And I feel like, there's still the plateau over in here. So, it's not direct water access. But they would have had something. And I feel like if I don't focus on that area, I can feel better about myself. But you can see here how we kind of rise up, and this actually helps to denote a little bit how we're going to do some of the leveling within this area. So if we look all the way down, we do see that we actually go right down, and that level right there, when you're actually inside that area, this is going to be more of the pathway from the open air market. You're going to be able to come in through the great inner doors down below. And you're going to be able to come right up in this section here. Is going to be where I'm going to build up some of the servants' corridors, some of the better markets that weren't open air, and a few other things of that nature. You can see here we've got a pretty hefty section for it. Now, as we come up to this level here, on the other parts, we're going to be looking at this being a completely separate level. So far, we've got the level down there, which is actually going to be a big level, and we're probably going to have maybe one level separating down here. So we might see two levels down below here where you're looking at a little bit more of the fancier but still commoner area. All right, and then a second level coming up here. I'm thinking a total of about 5 tiers. The way they describe it in the book is as the taller you go within the castle, the more pristine you are. Thinking a lot of Frank, the Gilder, who was on the upper levels, and they talk about how they're going through the castle, and Jensen is talking about, how she sees the different statuses within the different levels of the castle. As she goes up, it gets a little more grandiose. So, we want to have a little bit more of a rudimentary structure, but we do also, we don't want to have too much. We want it to be bigger. And of course, when you're inside of there, this is all supposed to be dug in to the plateau a little bit. So, from inside, you won't really realize that it started this way. I mean, you'll have to actually watch my series. You will. But we'll split this off. Maybe one level in between, maybe where the ugly mustard clay is. We might think about a level divide. But a lot of it's just going to be looking like it was kind of carved into the natural clay plateau area. Of course, I'm not going to have some of the uglier clays in there, but we are going to want to keep true to some of the levels and what's going on. But we do probably have the main start to the split at the bottom here, where we're going to come from a commoner area into a more middle class area. Not landowner-ish type thing, but maybe you're servant of a wealthy or something of that nature, and so you're going to have a little bit better accommodations than, say, the common folk who are just, farmers and peasants, but, still not that great. That's going to be about 10 blocks high. That's how high this one is here. And then we're going to split it off at this level. And this level is going to enter into our second level here, where we're going to be able to split off. Now, we got commoner, and then we've got kind of the middle class. And we'll keep that middle class going here, but maybe more the upper middle class, where you do own your own area, and you are, you got your own land, you got your own stuff going for you. Maybe you're not super fancy pants, but you got things going. And that'll be up to this second level, which actually gives us a significant amount to work with in terms of, again, the spacing that we're working on that level, because we're going to be able to bring that level all the way into here. Same thing with that first level. It's going to be a larger area. Commoners, you got to think, are taking up a significant portion of what we're looking at here. They're the workers. They're the ones that are cooking the food inside the places and stuff like that. So when you think about those times, the commoners, they were the largest number, so they're going to take the biggest floor. And then secondly, our middle class, the more upper working folk, maybe think of the management of those people and things of that nature. They're going to be able to take this second floor. They're also going to have shops that are more adequate to their tastes and things of that nature. But when we get up to this level, we're looking at a huge structure, but you'll notice that we actually have, kind of bring up to this level. And then we bring up to this huge level up here. And so we'll be able to kind of split this level into a much better section. And what we're going to do here is we're going to have more of the royalty that come from around the lands sitting on this level here. They're not the top. They are not the House of Ra. However, they do take up, the bigger part. They're going to be wealthy. They're going to want lavish accommodations, but at the same time, there's also not going to be as many of them. So when we're looking at taking, a section like this to turn into some grandiose, rooms for them, that's not so bad. That seems reasonable. You can look at that and be okay with it. And yet, when we go up even higher into, like, say, the House of Rawls section, that's going to be bigger. Now, as we see down here, I fell, so whoops, I fell. But let's go ahead and take a look anyways. You know, we do actually get into the middle section from down here. So when I build this up, I'll be able to build this up in a manner where we get, you know, kind of like, I'm thinking a grand staircase. Yeah. I'm thinking like a grand staircase somewhere that goes up into this section. So it'll be fairly good overall. You know, we got a lot of room to work in here. When we get the grand staircase, you know, I'm actually thinking that it starts. We're gonna want this in the middle, and we've got the beacons there to help us mark that. So we'll help bring it in right from the center. You know, you'll come in the staircase entrance down there. You won't even know. You know, there'll be corridors that go around and stuff like that. But this will be the main entrance. Now, for the actual castle, the beacon's not gonna be here. This is just because, you know, who doesn't want a quad beacon while you're working? It helps. It makes things nicer. But overall, you know, when we look around on the inside, when you actually get to one of the areas I've completed, you can see that this is just huge. It's huge. This is the outer section here, and we can see one of the upper walkways. And this section here is going to be, you know, one of the major intersections. I'm thinking that these diagonal sections here would make fantastic servant corridors. So when we actually look at this in like the real game and things like that, we might actually see that I've covered up this area here, and instead what'll happen is that down on this level, you'll see that there are doors placed in, like, right here and right here, so that you can walk up and there'll be like a pressure plate here or some other input mechanism that will then open those doors. The servants can wander on in here and kind of get a quick boost to the next area, and that way that, you know, because they're running around doing the errands. Same thing here is that we'll see that there'll be a door that'll close, you know, kind of in this manner here, and then again close so that it's lined up here, so that when you're looking here, it's completely closed, and we'll probably, you know, flush up the area here and here so that it looks like it's just, you know, kind of an indented wall. You step on a pressure plate right here, the doors open, and the servants can go through. And because we're in sections like this, where this is actually going to be one of those sections that has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the levels, because 1 is down there. We're going to actually be having, you know, a few of these servants' accesses. Now, this one actually goes from the Big 5 all the way down to the first level. That's a pretty big gradient for it to go, and in this would be the one section that they have. But there are other diagonal pieces within this that allow us for, you know, a very similar feel to it. Here's one of them. That this diagonal, it's a little bit wider than that area, so we're not likely to see this as like a servant's corridor. This is most likely to be like a main corridor for traveling. To give you an understanding of what we're going to be doing to get to multiple levels, this is, like I said, the place I've got on my chest. We've got these two wide sections here, and that's going to be just wide enough that we'll be able to put like a little staircase in here. So when you're coming from like this outer area here, you'll have a staircase that kind of goes up in this direction that allows you through. But then you're also going to have an area where you can just walk in under here. Now that leads to a problem on this end, because you are going to want to access that same secondary level coming from this direction, but you may just walk all the way to the end and come up. We may look at doing some things, along these flat walls here with like pop-out staircases, which could be cool, but we also want to bear in mind that we're building things within these sections for servants and for other things like that. But overall, it's coming together. I'm getting excited. Walls are going up. We're getting some things put together. I do encourage any of the members of the server that are on now, if you're starting to gather some ideas and want to maybe start claiming an idea, putting some plots down. We are looking pretty soon at having the update. I saw some stuff today on the Twitters and everywhere, kind of talking about how they're getting that new Adventure Time mashup pack, which I'm excited for. I'm an Adventure Time fan. But one of the things I'm really excited about is to get rid of ugly stuff like this, and they take these mustard yellow farms out of here and have the automatic villager farms running inside my castle, and to be the master of Dahara. The Redstone Wizard shall be the master of Dahara. The other things that we've talked about on the server, Infernal Death is thinking about setting up something with the Temple of the Winds. I talked to one of my friends today about the possibility of the Towers of Perdition, which that's kind of exciting. I'm thinking about. We've talked about Aidendrill and the Wizard's Keep. There's a lot to do. If anybody's interested in hopping on, thinking about a project along those lines, we're really excited to try our hand at bringing forth the vision of Terry Goodkind's world here in the Minecraft realm. We do get a couple of things that kind of fit in there when you think about it, with the undead and things of that nature, which, maybe for some, spoiler alert, but we do have a significant amount of resources to gather. We've got a lot of stuff, in the works, and, this is Minecraft, and I am the Redstone Wizard, so once we get a lot of the structure of this place built up, there's going to be contraptions in this bad boy, left, right, and center, auto sorters, farms of many kinds, and all kinds of other goodies like that. Excited, feel the love, get hyped. I'm hyped. If any of you guys are hyped and excited for what's to come, definitely feel free to. Are you kidding me? I'm stuck here under the water, and I didn't bring a pearl. Oh no. Alright. Well, I'll just hop on out of here, but I've talked to you guys for a little bit about my vision, what I'm seeing, giving you guys a little bit of an update on some of the progress here, showing you what's been going on. Of course, I've got all kinds of stuff that we got going on here now. While I'd love to say that this is the only thing I'm doing on the world right now, there is some demandeth for my attention. I am the Redstone Wizard, so sometimes I am needed. I am one of the places I'm using to get all of this stone out of is my my Guardian farm. So what I'd like to do is real quick, I'm gonna run over there and check out how things are progressing over there. You know, just show you guys a little bit on the dig, cause you know I did show you guys the Guardian farm itself. Now, there is some inefficiency where if I stay at the farm for a significant amount of time, and I'm not talking about like hours, I'm talking about like 30 minutes. You know, doing some dishes, sitting there AFK while I'm watching some YouTube, you know, whatever the case is. It will actually start to lose out on a lot of its efficiency, and because of that, I am invested in making sure that we kind of stop that. So I need stone. It's a given based on that gigantic project, and undoubtedly there's going to be other parts, you know, that I'm going to make some of the servants' floors out of, say, andesite, because it looks alright. You know, there are some things that I'm probably not going to use a lot of, i.e. the bird poop, and things of that nature. But, you know, I need stone. I do. And this farm here needs to become more efficient. I needs more. So, I will go ahead and come right on in here and show you guys a little bit of what we're looking at here in terms of I've dug out this far already, and you can see there by my coordinate add-on, we're looking at Y level 29. And we want to bring this bad boy all the way down to bedrock. Alright, I'm bringing this down right up to level 5 where the bedrock is, and we're gonna nail it on down. Now, there are some sections here where I actually have like my AFK spot for my Guardian farm is right there, but I've actually already been, you know, digging and exploring down here. Again, beacon setup all the way. You would have gotten that based off the stuff there, but I've digged all the way down here. You know, this beacon went all the way down basically to the bedrock level. So we're building away. We're getting things dug out and, you know, things of that nature. I ended up breaking one of my redstone contraptions, putting that in. So, sad panda on that. And I do have an option to fix it, and I should fix it. But at the moment, most of where I'm getting my Guardian drops is from when I'm actually working on it up above. But you see, this is filling up quite quick. So I really wish I could just send you back up, buddy. I do. I'll get on it. I promise. I'll get on it. I will. All this, I want it gone. I really want it gone. One hopper out of the line, you know. It's not killing me. It is on a corner, now I think about it, and that may make a little bit of a difference. Now, of course, you see the bottom of the nether portal there, and I don't necessarily like that. I might move that, but you see that we are already digging out a significant amount. Here, we've already taken down another 6 levels, and we're taking that out. Look at all these mobs spawning in this dark space. Ugh. But we do have a lot that is done, a lot left to do. Overall, though, you know, we're making progress, and I'm excited about it. Things are happening, stuff is moving, and, you know, we do have a few things to look forward to still. You know, I've barely gotten started on the construction. You know, I thought this was I thought this was a big thing, right? When I placed all the sand and put all the sponges to use, emptying everything out. It was a lot of work. And then I started on the People's Palace. And boy have I learned. Boy have I learned that is a big old project. But I think that this is where I will probably leave it for now. Ladies and gentlemen, should you have any interest in joining up, leave a comment down below. We do have a little bit of a vetting process if you have any interest in coming on. It's not something that you can just hop right on in. You got to show interest. We've got to see what you're capable of. And of course, one of the biggest things, this is a survival Minecraft server. Me and my buds, we use this world here to receive achievements. And as you see here, I have a significant number of achievements. So I would like to, continue to receive the other 20% of the achievements I need, as well as other achievements that may come as time allows. But until that time, that you join up here, like, comment, subscribe, let me know you're interested, and I definitely appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Ciao!